Hello, this is the General, and I'm making a little quick video here about major critical incidents and how we better get ready to live into the post-critical incident period known as the tribulations for this country and the world. This is some firewood we've been getting this winter, and it's been freezing, raining, snowing, sleeting, and ice. And my family, I accommodate them for following me out into that woods. And it has been a massive undertaking. Under the blue tarp you'll find a powered log splitter. Believe me, I couldn't split that wood out here without that. This is a 6,000 gallon fish pond. Now let me tell you, there's nothing radical about that. That is a landscaping netting to keep these leaves. This is heavily treed property, and I'm not crawling in that nasty pond to get those leaves out for anybody or any reason. And if I have to, I'll drain that 6,000 gallons and irrigate a water system with a garden, which we have to put. We've got 3.5 years of food. But if I have to, I'll bunker down in that too. I had that built, not for that purpose, but it's sturdy, it's backfilled with a lot of materials to keep it. That's the retard Otis. He was named Elijah, but he's stupid, so he doesn't get a good name. He's hyper. This is my Defender barbed wire. It'll get you. I've got 2 miles of that, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. We got more wood. See that? I don't like what my yard become, but I got enough property to leave it out here. It's nobody's business. If they don't like it, I'll have wood. I've got tons on the other side of the fence. I got to have that put over here in the next 2 weeks. Now I'm going to make a point here. I'm not a victim. I came out here with my family, and I've had cancer for 4 years, and I've been on medical leave out of Washington. And if I can get out here and do it, everybody else can. I'm a warrior spirit, and I know what's coming, people, and I hope you wake up. I've got several of these 8-foot steel posts. Now see what I'm doing? I'm running an inner perimeter grid. I'm going to use that barbed wire up here, and I'm going to run this fence up to about 6'6". There's more picture of that wood. I'm not fencing that in. That's just not. I don't need a perimeter that big. I can raise a garden in here. I got plenty of room to do that. 14 fruit-bearing trees, maybe 15 mature trees. They bear fruit each year. And something you better be thinking about. We had a contractor put a wood stove. I think it's a wood box stove. It heats all 3 levels of the house up, and we should. These major critical incidents, they're going to be staged, people. Don't think that the government and the New World Order is not involved in it. I come out of that in a high command. I've seen the Homeland Security FEMA classified manuals, the command level. If you don't think that they've been preparing for 15 or 20 years to deal with 290 million Americans, you're in denial. And don't come up here asking for nothing, because I've spent what I had left preparing for food, shelter, water capabilities, defending myself, getting clothes for everybody in the house, preparing for it, and I'm not apologizing. Nor should you if you're getting prepared. See, I got to come out and cut all this up. Just part of it, people. And we're going to have to get some egg laying hens. I never thought I'd be Green Acres, but I guess I'll have to. But getting back on this, End Time made an excellent video with his friend Nick, who has been off the grid. I'm preparing when martial law off the unconstitutional and illegal executive orders are enacted. That's their excuse. Once they get the stage incidents in this country, in any of the 10 FEMA regions, it will be their discretion to pull the trigger and activate the FEMA orders, which are Homeland Security. Know your 10 regions. I'm in the 4th outside of Atlanta. I am not in Atlanta nor Georgia. It's none of your business where I'm at. Know your region. I know what region I'm in my state, and I'm not in a capital city. They're going to occupy the capital cities too. Historically, military science, almost every capital city had to be occupied. Is a psych op, and it also is an indignation toward the occupied people. There's a lot more I could say, but I have a binding disclosure order, and I don't want to end up in Leavenworth or down the federal pen down in Atlanta. That's not a nice place to be during this time. I couldn't help defend my family. And I'm going to throw some more things at you. You better have a way to have heat and cooking. unless you plan on eating boxed food and grass and roots and berries, which I'm not going to, but if I have to eat vegetation, I will. But we got enough to ride this out. And I will tell you, I also have one of the strongest solar powered fence chargers that'll keep cattle off of it. And I'm 6'5", 270, and I've been hit with it, and it will knock you off. And that gives me the split second to defend, because I'm gonna have to come out here and probably stay at night. I'm gonna put myself in between my family and the evil feds and those rioting, murdering individuals, groups, and mobs that think they got a right to come up here and kill you, rape you, or take what you got. That's their problem. I'm not tolerating it. I hope you don't either. And I refuse to apologize for demanding that my constitutional rights will not be aborted because this evil government who's out of control, the elite in this new world order, they're all turds and they need to be thrown out of the basket. And I'm not advocating insurrection. I'm advocating defending yourself when they think they can close the chapter of this nation's great history and your rights to defend yourself. Nope. The FEMA camps are real, people. You better believe it. I've seen them. There's a lot more behind it, and I'm not going to say right now. You need to keep watching End Time Watchmen. Billy is on top of this. Billy knows a lot about it. People, know where your FEMA sirens are, your Homeland Security. That's what they set up under the pretense of spent billions advocating that natural disasters. You hear those sirens, we hear them up here where I live. They've been beneficial, but the real purpose is most of them have voice activated, controlled by your state, FEMA, and your regional. As I said, Atlanta will control ours, and the DC HQ, staffed mostly by military and Homeland Security, will be able to tell you about martial law and what you can and can't do. And they'll try to get you down to the post office to get you a new national ID or scan you, and you may end up in a detention center somewhere. I'm not going. To hell with them. I'm born American, and I'll die a free American. And I am pissed off about this, but I'm not afraid, and I'm not out of control. I'm just letting you know out front, I turned my emotions into action with preparation. I trained a lot of those DOD and DOJ people. I know their tactics, and I'm going to use force with force. If they're going to start it, that's what you need to do, people. You wait until they fire the first shot. Don't live in fear. Don't cower down. God's on your side. God is my co-pilot. And I'll say it publicly. God is my co-pilot. And that's all I'll serve. I will not serve this illegitimate government, corruption, and evil. And I'm not going to tolerate those rioters and murderers when they come up here either. They're coming. They'll get out in the rural areas. They'll get out of the inner cities, the suburbs, and they'll start leeching off you and taking and stealing any way they can. And you know what the feds are going to do, people. If they're not going to come there and bring you food, they're hoarding that for themselves to keep that security force going for martial law, long-term, baby. They're ready for the haul. They now have long-term, sustainable capabilities to enforce the PD 51, the 2006 Military Commission Act, the executive orders that are unconstitutional. It just goes on and on. You need to read that. Read what the executive orders. It is for the post-critical incident. I was there when it was created. I saw the training and the planning. That's all I can say. If you don't believe me, that's too bad. You'll be a victim. It'll be a victim by default because you were too lazy or afraid, or you didn't think it was going to happen. And I'm not judging you, but don't judge the people that decided to prepare. I can always use this wood and save on electricity if this doesn't happen, and natural gas. We've got both here to heat on. And this is not what I'm exclusively involved in. It's preparation. I hope that retard there, Otis, helps too. He'd be nice to him, put him out in the backyard at night when I'm out here and I have to sleep in the day. You're going to have to make changes, people. You better watch that End Time video about Nick telling you to get off the grid. You're not being off the wall over the top. You're being realistic to prepare for the post-critical instance. This is biblical. The feds are out of control, and they're going to do it. Thank you for watching this. I hope you benefited. If you don't like me, I don't care. But I support the patriots and all Americans. And I've served and I'll serve again. Thank you.